You may now begin your presentation.
800 million people live in poverty. But what does that even mean? Most of us cannot comprehend what real poverty is and the impact it has. But we know it's a serious problem. The United Nations' #1 Sustainable Development Goal is to eliminate poverty by 2030. They have stated that each of the Sustainable Development Goals can be tied either directly or indirectly back to poverty.
Most define poverty as living on less than $2 per day. According to one report, 25,000 people will die each day from poverty-related causes. That's 295 people that will die during this 17-minute presentation.
So our team could not stand for one more minute and set an audacious goal to help reduce poverty in the world. But to be honest, we were in the dark on what true poverty really is and what causes it.
And what could a team of Enactus students, largely inexperienced with poverty, do to make a meaningful impact on such a big and complex world problem?
And where could we even start?
We needed help.
So our UVU Enactus team looked to our connections in the Congo to enlighten us on the darkness of poverty.
I want to tell you about my home, Congo, where we can see the impact of poverty firsthand. One example of this is electricity is unpredictable. The power goes out all the time, and this is just a normal part of life. My father was a taxi driver. Taxi drivers in the Congo make barely enough to survive. My father supported our family of 6, plus few family members. We felt blessed to have food on the table. Living in the Congo is not an easy life, but we always find time to smile and enjoy even when things are hard.
We worked with Raisa and other Congolese to help alleviate the poverty in Congo.
We surveyed 400 Congolese, which revealed that 83% are unemployed, despite 50% having college degrees. Many rely on sporadic income to bring in sporadic jobs. Formal education alone was not the answer for addressing poverty. There are no jobs.
There are hundreds of organizations attempting to address the negative impacts of poverty by donating food, water, shelter, and money to those in desperate need. These efforts are well-intentioned, but often treat the symptoms, not the cause.
In Brazzaville, we saw firsthand the results of large infrastructure projects donated to Congo from other governments. An abandoned garment factory, a closed hospital, an empty stadium, and a free university which was falling apart. Billions of dollars spent, but still no jobs.
Many Congolese have tried starting businesses to make ends meet, but even with dedication and hard work, we see the darkness of poverty taking over. Our survey showed there is a 95% failure rate for new businesses in the Congo. We then began to further analyze the causes of failure.
The available sources of financing are limited to loan sharks, microfinancing, and their friends and family were often desperately searching for assistance themselves.
We visited a microfinancing bank to see what is required for a loan. They said the process is simple. You just need 3 months of documented pay stubs and enough collateral to cover the amount of the loan.
So, if you happen to be one of the unicorns out there who doesn't have a job but has pay stubs and collateral, you can take out a loan with compounded interest of 20% per month.
What a deal.
This explains why most entrepreneurs can't even start a business. Lack of financing alone does not explain why startup businesses fail.
For those who can actually find capital, they copy what they see around them. They sell the same thing as the business across the street with no product differentiation. No, really, every third stall sells the exact same thing.
This confirmed research that money without the right model leads to oversupply without an increase of demand, causing deflation of prices and little to no sales.
Allocating more money in the wrong direction can compound the problem and create further issues. Researchers have found that small businesses drive the world's economy, provide the most jobs, and pull people out of poverty. Entrepreneurship creates light. So it only made sense to focus our efforts on an effective business model for entrepreneurs.
Enactus alum and Congolese Volkan Yengo also believes in the power and light of entrepreneurs. In 2011, he started an Enactus project in Congo, which created an entrepreneurship school called Entrade. Its focus was to help the Congolese create their own jobs by starting effective businesses.
Entrade has helped the Congolese start over 250 businesses. Those businesses employ over 500 people who support thousands more. Volkan reached out to our team last year to find a new business model to enable even more Congolese to create a path out of poverty.
We worked with Volkan to perform the needs analysis. It confirmed that education, infrastructure, and money alone was not the solution for poverty in Congo. A new approach was needed.
We developed a unique model to alleviate the darkness of poverty in multiple communities in Brazzaville. This model had scalability built in. The model is a micro-franchise.
A micro-franchise is a business in a box. It allows new entrepreneurs to enter the market with a proven business plan and product. This mitigates risk and increases success rates for the new entrepreneurs.
We knew the product had to be distinct and different, providing value in the community. So we partnered with the Congolese to find a product that would fit their market.
After a market analysis, we learned that the average Congolese owns 2 cell phones with 1 SIM card. 57% of people have no access to power, and those who do experience frequent outages.
Due to lack of consistent power and unreliable energy, there is a high demand for phone charging. This was the opening in the market we were looking for, and that's when we heard about Annabelle's phone charging kiosk.
Annabelle's original kiosk model was tied to the power grid, and during power outages, he had to rely on an expensive gas generator, which not only polluted the air, but decreased his profits. And in a place where we could get a taxi on Monday, but not on Wednesday due to gasoline outages, gas generators were not a viable option.
By providing phone charging, Annabelle's business addressed this specific need. But after 3 years of operation, his kiosk was barely breaking even. The model was immobile and prevented him from expanding to the highest demand areas outside the city center, where there is less electricity, no competition, and more customers.
We set out to supercharge Annabelle's kiosk. Together we designed an innovative mobile solar kiosk and a brand new business model. We then had Annabelle test the first kiosk prototype to ensure the model worked in Congo.
After a year of operating, Annabelle's profits have doubled, sustainably taking him out of poverty and placing him in the middle class. He has now moved his family from a shack to a home. But don't let me tell you about his success. Let's hear it from Annabelle.
Cela m'a amené à voir plus loin d'abord. Grâce au solar aujourd'hui, déjà ici moi j'avais d'abord un point qui n'avait pas marché. Grâce au carburant et au groupe électrogène, les entrées n'ont pas su répondre par rapport aux sorties qu'on avait. Mais aujourd'hui avec le solar, je m'en sors ici.
We now have a proven business and product that does not only provide a steady job for the entrepreneurs running the kiosk, but also brings electricity, new opportunities, and light to the poverty-stricken communities that need it the most.
How did we do this? With our local partner Entrade, we created a new joint venture called Solar Charge and got to work.
In March of 2018, we built our first kiosk. By March of 2019, we'd built 9 more. If that's not March Madness, I don't know what is.
That means 9 more entrepreneurs have been trained and vetted and are now running their own sustainable business.
9 more families now have the opportunity to move forward and build a life free from poverty.
And as life changed as those 9 kiosks were, we were still running into problems. Because of supply chain and governmental challenges, Solar Charge was not scaling as fast as we or the Congolese would have liked.
We put in a plan to scale Solar Charge faster through 4 initiatives: accessibility, cost, capital, and speed.
First, accessibility. We set up a lease payment plan to decrease the investment needed from the new franchisees.
With the lease payment plan, every 6 months a kiosk is paid off. creating a new opportunity for another entrepreneur with the same original investment. This allows us to turn our investment over each year, achieving 200% annual return on capital with no additional investment.
This is where the beauty of our model comes in. As the new entrepreneurs succeed, they are paving the way for those who follow in their footsteps. It is the entrepreneurs of Brazzaville who are ending poverty and bringing light in their city.
Second, cost. Our lean and supply initiatives reduce the cost of kiosks by 20%.
One example is that before lean, each axle was custom made, difficult to source, and cost $10 per kiosk. We worked together to create a new, consistent standard using common building materials, which reduced the cost by 1,500%.
As we tried to scale, our initial suppliers could not keep up with demand. They needed cash in advance and 4 to 6 months lead time for materials alone. This posed a big risk to the business.
We found larger suppliers up the supply chain in the coastal port of Pointe Noire, who were capable of handling our ramping demand and provided better prices. These new suppliers reduced material costs and improved lead time for materials down to less than a month.
Third, capital. We took our proven model with Annabelle's kiosk and raised another $20,000 through crowdsourcing, pitches, and word of mouth.
And fourth, speed. We did this by implementing a lean manufacturing capability in-house.
We were seeing quality and lead time issues with the 9 kiosks we had built to date. The suppliers had inconsistent build times, dimensions, quality, and pricing. This made it very difficult to forecast and scale effectively.
Solar Charge and our team agreed that a lean manufacturing process was the right way to go. We also knew that we wanted to increase the capacity of Solar Charge to produce more kiosks.
So we put together a lean team and we went straight to work.
We have members of our Enactus team who are trained and certified in lean manufacturing. We also have a shingle prize manufacturer, US Synthetic, less than 2 miles from our campus.
US Synthetic agreed to lend their expertise to not only help design a lean manufacturing plant, but to make it world-class. Our team met weekly inside US Synthetic and recreated a 2-scale replica of the Congolese manufacturing factory, using tape on the factory floor to design the optimal flow. Additionally, our lean team spent hours preparing a curriculum directly tailored to the unique needs of the Congolese people.
Then the implementation began. Prepared with our customized training materials and a drive to make a difference, our team sent 3 students to Congo. Alex is one of our lean certified students, and he provided a training there in the Congo. Over 50 people attended. Each Congolese learned valuable skills they can apply in their own businesses and help sustain the lean manufacturing we were setting up together.
While on our trip, I worked side by side with some of the most passionate and hardworking individuals I have ever met. We answered questions and provided support and examples so that our partners in Congo could be empowered to make their own improvements.
Before implementing lean, 1 kiosk took over 3 months to build, starting from the order of the raw materials and ending at the delivery of the kiosk. After implementing lean, we cut off the time required to order, build, and deliver the kiosk to just 4 days.
With this reduced production time and cost, Solar Charge can now scale significantly faster. The longest wait time now is allowing for the 3 separate coats of paint to dry.
Previously, it took an entire year to build just 9 kiosks. In the short 2 months since implementation, we have built 9 more kiosks.
The training and new build process that we provided created a more efficient, economical, and safer way to build kiosks. But after that, we weren't done. They had homework. Our next focus, sustainability. We developed a lean training manual that the Congolese manufacturers can study from regularly.
One key outcome is that 50 Congolese and 8 students are now trained on lean principles they can apply, giving those on both sides of the globe better opportunities and knowledge to be successful.
Another key outcome, the new kiosk design eliminated waste materials, standardized the process, and cut costs.
By bringing the manufacturing in-house, we accomplished 3 things. We protected the intellectual property of SolarCharge, secured raw materials, and created a safer work environment.
We also identified more reliable local suppliers. This reduced supply risk, decreased material costs, and provided jobs for the local economy.
Poverty is one of the world's biggest problems. Poverty leads to increasing world hunger, lack of education, and declining infrastructure. For years, the world has thought the solution to this problem is to throw money at it. We have seen firsthand this is not working and there is a better way.
Micro-franchising is that better way. SolarCharge's model is self-sustaining and is scaling rapidly. As soon as there are 200 kiosks in Brazzaville, we're going across the river to Kinshasa, where the population is 13 times larger, and there are even more poverty-stricken areas.
We know we cannot simply flip a light switch and rid the world of the darkness and suffering poverty creates. But we have shown that our innovative micro-franchise model is a powerful solution, creating limitless possibilities and high impact in the hands of our entrepreneurs.
At the beginning of this presentation, we shared some dark facts about the impacts of poverty, but now we have a brighter look at the future. During this presentation, our 21 kiosks will provide electricity for 115 people, directly supporting the livelihoods of 168 more. And that was just in the last 17 minutes.
Last year, 1 entrepreneur moved into the middle class. This year, 20 more.
Last year, 4 family members were impacted by stable income, and this year, 160 more.
Last year, 800 people were impacted. This year, 16,000 more each day.
Last year, 29,000 phones were charged, and this year, 600,000 more.
The positive impact of those people with those charged phones is limitless.
Our micro-franchise model can be adapted to any product, service, or location, whether in Congo or Utah. The only limit to its impact and scale is the current mindset that addressing poverty means big money and big solutions. Our micro-franchise model is a step in beginning to rewrite the statistics of poverty.
I'm so grateful and proud to be part of a team that has made such a big impact in my home.
At Enactus, Utah Valley University, we are dedicated to empowering people to come out of the darkness and together go into the light.
Thank you, Utah Valley University.
We would like to
Judges,
invite...
you may now begin the question and answer period.
Thank you very much for the great work you're doing. In May of 2020, 1 year from today, how many kiosks will there be in the Congo? And what are the 2 to 3 things you are doing to ensure that this target is achieved?
In May of 2020, we will have 63 kiosks on the ground. Currently, we have 21 kiosks in operation, and they will fund the next wave of kiosks. So every 6 months, our 21 kiosks will fund 21 more kiosks, put them on the ground, bringing 20 more franchisees out of poverty and providing electricity for thousands more. So in 1 year's time, we'll have 63 kiosks on the ground. To ensure that that happens, that was a main aspect of our lean operation. We source reliable suppliers that can meet our scaling demand consistently and ensure that we could promote our future growth.
In addition, the lean training is directly tied to the sustainability of the project. We focused our lean training on 4 main principles of lean: standardization, continuous improvement, flowing value to the customer, and lean culture, as we knew that these would be the most beneficial and influential aspects of lean for the Congolese people. It's tied to the sustainability because the continuous improvement training we provided will allow the Congolese to continue to improve their process beyond the wiring and axle improvements we made during our time there, allowing them to build kiosks faster for less money and a better process.
One item of note is that each of our entrepreneurs makes $40 per day. Times this by 24 days of operation, 12 months a year, and 21 kiosks, that's $362,000 in revenue per year from our entrepreneurs. $244,000 of that is profit. Compared with our initial investment of $20,000, that's a 12 times or 1,200% return on investment, helping us achieve in entirety our goal to create high impact with low cost.
Great job. How do you choose your franchisees?
Our franchisees are chosen through our partnership with OnTrade. OnTrade runs an entrepreneurial training school in the Congo, and our franchisees are chosen from their pool of graduates. We focus on two things: the highest need and the greatest skills to be implemented in our kiosk.
In addition, we had a line of over 600 entrepreneurs for that first kiosk.
One more. In the past 6 months, what's been your biggest obstacle, and how did you overcome it?
Our biggest obstacle or challenge was really our goal as well, and that was doing the most and creating the most impact with the least amount of capital. And so with our model and how it scales, the more capital that we have on the ground in Congo, the faster and more people that will get electricity and jobs in the country. Having said that, we did solve that problem by creating the sustainable return on revenue with the lease payment, and so it will scale regardless of whether or not there's additional capital entering the system.
Are there any plans to expand it beyond charging phones?
Absolutely. Currently, our entrepreneurs charge the cell phones, and that is 20 cents per charge. Our entrepreneurs are making additional money by selling consumables on the sides of our solar kiosks. So they're currently selling battery chargers, different types of phone chargers, and cell phone minutes, in addition with charging the cell phones themselves.
It's also a universal plug, so if you're really feeling like heating up a Congolese burrito, it is an option for you. One important item to note is the environmental savings that we have here. From moving from a gas-powered generator to a solar charging kiosk, we reduced over 321 tons of CO2 this year.
You communicate an intent to move across the river. Is that because you've reached saturation where you are now, or another reason?
We haven't reached saturation yet, but our team did do a thorough needs analysis of what the saturation point in Brazzaville
The question and
would be.
answer time has expired. Judges, please join me in thanking the Enactus team from Utah Valley University.